You've probably heard people say, petites should wear this, or tall women should avoid that. But here's the truth, there really aren't petite-specific or tall-specific rules, because what truly matters isn't your height. It's what the eye doesn't consciously see, the silent architecture that shapes how you look and feel in every outfit. The real story of style lives in proportion, in balance, and in how the eye travels across your body. And here's where it gets interesting. Most petite women think their struggle is about height, but it's not. It's deeper than that. It's about how fashion is designed, how pieces are cut, scaled, and balanced for taller proportions. That's why so many petites feel like something always looks off, even when they're following every style rule perfectly. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. Now, I want you to stay with me till the end of this video, because each section will open your eyes to things most stylists, especially online, never talk about. What I'm sharing with you isn't just fashion talk. It's the foundation of proportion, movement, and visual intelligence, the kind of knowledge that changes how you dress forever. And yes, I'm giving this to you for free. Not because it isn't valuable, but because too many women have spent years blaming their bodies, when the truth is, it was never their body at all. Once you understand how fashion lines, light, and visual flow really work, you'll never see clothes the same way again. So, shall we begin? So let's dive in, shall we? Let's be honest, most brands don't design with petites in mind. They simply shrink the length but keep the same tall woman geometry. That's why you'll often notice shoulders sitting too wide, sleeves hanging too long, and pant rises, bunching in all the wrong places. Sound familiar? Most petites end up altering, adjusting, or layering creatively just to get what taller women get straight off the rack. But here's the good news. You don't always need a tailor to look tailored. For example, oversized blazers or coats can easily drown your frame. You might love the color and the cut, but once you put it on, it feels like it's wearing you. The trick is to make it flow. Leave it open so it moves naturally. That openness creates vertical lines and elongates your frame. Define your neckline by popping the collar slightly or adding a structured scarf. It gives your look direction and polish. Balance the outfit with streamlined bottoms to keep proportions in harmony. Then push or scrunch the sleeves to mid-forearm, which instantly adds shape and confidence. For a final touch, position your crossbody bag high, near your natural waistline, to redefine your height visually. Oversized isn't the problem, imbalance is. Structure your volume, don't fight it. When your waist sits too low, it throws off your vertical line. A simple fix is to create a belt illusion, even if your coat has no loops. Cinch a tonal belt just above your natural waist to lift your proportions. A soft front tuck also repositions the waist without altering the garment. You can layer a cropped cardigan or vest over a longer top to shift the eye upward. Or choose jackets with adjustable or drawstring waists to move the focus where it flatters you most. You don't move the seam, you move the eye's perception of where your body begins. Sleeves that are too long can overwhelm your hands, even in petite sizing. Instead of folding them outward, tuck the excess inward to keep the silhouette clean. Let a slim inner sleeve peek out for a deliberate layered look. Add jewelry just above the cuff, a bracelet or watch signals where the sleeve ends. Scrunch the sleeves intentionally for effortless style. A thin elastic, hidden inside, keeps them perfectly in place all day. Excess sleeve length isn't a flaw. It's texture waiting for styling. When shoulders are too wide and seams droop past your arm, your whole frame can feel swallowed. To fix it without tailoring, add subtle structure underneath. A slim cardigan or shoulder pad tee naturally lifts the line. Drape a scarf flat across the shoulder line to visually narrow the width. For lighter jackets, scrunch or roll the sleeves to make the fit look intentional, more boyfriend chic than borrowed. Wide shoulders don't need fixing, they just need framing. If this is helping you rethink your outfits, don't just watch, join in, like, subscribe, and let's keep elevating your style together. Let's start with something that will completely change the way you see yourself in clothes. Height is just a number, but style is visual math. You can be 5 feet 2 inches or 5 feet 10 inches and still face the exact same styling challenges, because what truly shapes how clothes behave on your body isn't height, it's proportion. Let me explain. 2 women, one petite, one tall, can both look elongated or cut off in the same outfit. Why? Because it all depends on where their visual midpoints fall. The real factor here is vertical proportion, so ask yourself these questions. Is your torso longer than your legs? Do you carry most of your shape in the middle or the lower body? And where does your natural waistline visually sit? Not just where you think it is, but where the eye perceives it. If your legs start higher on your frame, you can wear more length, more texture, and still look balanced. That's why a petite woman with long legs can dress like a tall woman and look perfectly proportioned. But here's the twist. A tall woman with a long torso often has to style like a petite, using the exact same vertical tricks. High-rise trousers, longer jackets, tonal shoes, and uninterrupted color flow. So yes, height changes your scale, but proportion changes your strategy. Let's pause here for a moment. I just got off the phone with someone, and I feel I need to share this with you. It was my old neighbor from a few years ago. We reconnected last month after not seeing each other for years. She's a little older than me, and life had taken her through so much. A divorce, living alone, and navigating the quiet that follows when the house no longer echoes with other people's voices. When we met, I could sense the weight she carried. She told me, "Rose, these days everything feels heavy. I wake up, put on my sweatpants, make coffee, and somehow the day just disappears." There was no self-pity in her voice, just exhaustion, the kind that comes from slowly fading from your own life. And that day I did something unplanned. I challenged her to come with me to a little boutique nearby. No big makeover, no big promises, just a spark. We browsed for a while, laughing at things we used to love. Then she stopped at a red dress. It was short, a little bold, soft to the touch, and it caught the light in the most beautiful way. She looked at me and said, "Oh no, Rose, not that. I'm too big for that now," and I smiled and told her, "You don't need to fit into the dress. Let the dress fit into your joy." She hesitated, but she bought it. And I gave her a little assignment, a date with herself. Every Wednesday, light a candle, put on music, pour a glass of wine, and wear that red dress not for anyone else, but just for her. And she did. That call I had with her today, she told me she still keeps her red Wednesdays. She said, "It's funny, Rose. I wear it alone, but I feel seen again. I feel like me." She told me something that made me smile. She said she's begun dressing with intention, that she now wakes up and chooses what to wear the way she chooses her mood. She said, "I love myself more now. I don't dress to hide. I dress to honor who I am. And the most beautiful part?" She said, "It's funny, I didn't lose weight, but I stopped noticing those judgmental eyes. Now I seem to see only the people who smile back at me, who compliment me. It's like I brought something back, and the world started mirroring it." That red dress didn't hide her insecurities, it revealed them. But in that gentle exposure, something powerful happened. She realized she didn't need to cover every curve to feel confident. She just needed to see herself without apology. That dress didn't change her body, It changed her energy. It reminded her that she was still here, still beautiful, still a woman. And that's why I wanted to share this with you. Because when we spend every day in sweatpants, even if they're soft, even if they're comfortable, they start to whisper to our mind, stay small, stay neutral, stay unnoticed. But the moment you put on something that awakens you, something that moves when you move, something that flatters the light on your skin, you send your mind a new message. I still matter. I still have spark. I still love being me. So even if you don't step out as often during winter, make it a season where you still show up for yourself. Get dressed, even for your morning coffee in silence. Add perfume, even if no one else is around to notice. And maybe wear something that makes you feel like a woman again. Because showing up for yourself isn't vanity, it's vitality. And the way you dress in solitude reveals the kind of peace you've made with yourself. That's where true elegance begins, in the quiet moments where you choose you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. When was the last time you got dressed just to make yourself smile? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps me keep sharing more ideas that celebrate you. And if you'd love deeper, more personal guidance, join my membership community where I'll be creating tailored videos just for you. Honest, elegant, and filled with inspiration to help you look and feel your absolute best.